Well, what's up, everybody? It's Letizia with Barefoot Gardening. I hope that you are doing absolutely well. So I'm hanging out in the shed. I didn't plan to be out here very long, but I wanted to show you something. I came outside. It wasn't raining, and then all of a sudden it starts raining. I don't know if you can tell on the screen, but it's raining. So at least I'm in some shelter, but it's cold. And I was trying to get back inside as soon as I possibly can, but I came out here to get some cocoa coir, and I bought a small, this bag probably cost me about $5. I bought it several months ago. My plan was to repot my citrus trees using cocoa coir, peat moss, and perlite vermiculite. So I bought, just a small bag of every last one of those. So, about $20 altogether to purchase all that, and enough to repot my citrus plants. But I never got to that. So I've opened this for some reason and used it for some reason. I can't remember. But anyway, I just wanted to show you this. I just thought it was so interesting. So I bought out a small container and put I had some water in it to water my fig trees that's in the shed. I just wanted to make sure they had a little bit of water. And then there was about maybe 2 inches of water left, 3 inches maybe in the cup, probably about 2 inches. I'm gonna show you. And so I just thought I would grab some with my hands, some cocoa coir out of the bag, put it in this container because I'm gonna wet it anyway. So with the water, so I'm gonna wet it anyway to make sure I get it all good and wet before I'm using this to start my fig cuttings. I've tried the peat moss thing, and I'm not saying it doesn't work. There's completely user error. I do believe I haven't mastered taking cuttings yet and rooting them, but I'm gonna. But fig tree cuttings, apparently everybody says is the easiest thing you can ever do. I'm just gonna try a different medium. So cocoa coir is one of those. So anyway, I put the cocoa coir in this little container of water, and look what happened. So I've been stuffing it in there, right? And it is slow. I mean, literally pushing this down on top. I wish you could see it. When I first started putting it in, it just sit on top of the water. It didn't absorb it at all until I started pushing it down. Look at that. And then it started absorbing the water. I just thought that was the most interesting thing ever. Now, I'm learning about this medium, but if it's anything like peat moss, it repels the water. And it also takes a long time for it to absorb water. So I've been watching some other channels, and they use this as well to root fig cuttings. And that's what they say, except they put it in a plastic bag. They don't cover the top so when it leaves out that it's in a plastic bag, but they put the cocoa coir in the bag that is, and it has moisture already, and they do it that way. Make sure it's really, really wet, and put it in a plastic bag. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to attempt to do that, and then I'm actually going to go and do this right now so I can get these fig cuttings together. But I just thought that was so neat. It literally all set on top of the water until I pressed it down. And yeah, so I'm gonna dig a little bit down in here, and it's barely moisturized at all. Anyway, I don't know. I just thought I would share that with you all. Stay tuned, and I'm gonna get these fig cuttings planted so we can get them rooted before the spring. Oh boy, when you don't remember where you put your tools from the season, I have looked everywhere, and I cannot find my daggone cutters, like my pruners, and I definitely can't find a box cutter because that was my next go-to. I don't know where I do. Yeah, what did I do with them box cutters? And them, no, I didn't put them in there. Can y'all believe that? I done lost my daggone pruners. I don't think it's in here. I really don't. Lord, I didn't tell her what's in here, to be honest. Gosh. Gosh, guys. Say, Letizia, get yourself together. Look at my cardboard and blew over. Lord have mercy. Okay, so I think I have everything. Fig cuttings here, plastic bags. I couldn't find a box cutter, so I'm just going to use a knife. I got my cocoa coir in water. And, oh, one more thing. A nail. I got a nail. And I'm going to use this to poke holes in it. I'll show you in a second. It's got a really pointy edge, so it'll work nicely. Okay, so hopefully you all can see everything that I'm doing. Again, I am trying this. It's new to me, this technique. But I think it'll be cool. One second. I need one more thing. Okay, sorry. I know I'm going to make a mess. Okay. So I have my fig tree cuttings. And thank you to Backyard Gardener who sent them to me. And these are Letizia figs. Again, I'm not a pro at this, but I'm hoping. Everybody says these are so easy to root. Fig tree cuttings are typically really, really easy to root. So I'm just going to take their word for it here and do my best. I really wish I could make this into 2 cuttings. But in any event, let's just go for it. I'm going to just take my knife and knock off the wax here. Just a bit. Okay, ideally, I would want to also clip this probably at both ends. But again, I don't have a box cutter. And I don't feel 100% capable of doing this with a knife. So, I'm trying to see here. Let's see. Let me just knock the wax off a little bit. Very easily here. I did the scratch test and these are in great condition. If you just take your nail and scratch the woody part and you see green, then you are in business. That means that the cutting is still alive and well. And not that I had any doubt. I just, have learned some things. So I just want to see for myself. Okay. So I took that off as much as I could. Apparently this, I might not even have to do that. I heard that this kind of will degrade in the soil as well. I don't know if y'all can see that, but it's quite green there. So I'm going to take my little plastic bags and fill it with cocoa coir. This cocoa coir is a little wet at the bottom, but not so much on top. So I'm going to take, and I don't know what it is, but this just makes me feel really good. Putting my hand back in some type of soil medium. Again, kind of going through withdrawals a little bit because of the winter time. The Letizia fig was brought here to the United States from Italy, is what I've learned. And it was named after a lady. Her father actually bought it over, but she immigrated here from Italy with her mom. Her dad was already here. And they moved around the United States, and as they moved around, her dad took cuttings, from the fig. And, you know, took it with them. And one day, a couple generations later, someone from Burpee actually noticed the fig in a backyard and asked about it. And the family told the story of how it got here. But the only thing that they did not have was a name for it. And so they decided to name it after Letizia, or I think they called her Letty, who immigrated here with her mom. And I'm just trying to make sure I have this the right way. I think this is the right way. And so I'm just going to ideally okay. And that's that. Yep. I'm excited to grow this because, again, most of y'all know it's like one letter from my actual name. My name is Letizia, spelled with a C, not a Z. I mean, it's literally one letter away from my name, so I'm excited to grow this. And before I wet it, I'm going to poke some holes in it. Okay, so we got both the thick cuttings inside of the growing medium, and so what I'm going to do is just put some water in the bottom here. I want to get this good and wet. Okay, and then I'm also going to water pretty generously from the top as well. Make sure it's actually going inside the bag. All right. And allow that to soak up the moisture. And that's that. We'll just wait. And I will do a follow-up and let you know how it's going. Hopefully these survive. And I'm willing it, and I'm very optimistic that I've done the right thing here. And you know, again, gardening is about trying things out, testing things out, seeing how it goes for you. And if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. We either try again or try something different, right? So I've tried the peat moss thing several times, and it hasn't worked for me. I've tried it with not necessarily fig tree cuttings, but citrus cuttings. I've tried to take cuttings from other plants and propagate them in peat moss and perlite, and it just has not worked for me. So I'm not saying that it doesn't work, because people do it and it does work. It just hasn't worked for me for whatever reason. So I'm going to give this a go. Thank you all for watching so much. I love y'all. Happy New Year, and I will see you soon.